Yes. We are here, our brethren of the Cistercian observance, yes. They're curious because they're coming across real human beings. Let's see now, do you want to talk, brethren? Yeah, the BBC here, BBC. We are interested that you are so faithful. You know, you're teaching us something very important there. You know what it is? Well, you do everything as Cenobites here. You're of the Cenobitic observance. You do things together, all in one go. Yes, all the feet march together, and you're always cheek by jowl, and you're very much in a form of charity, which is quite an example to us human beings who can't be quite so close to each other without causing major ructions. I think it's a great lesson for humanity. Keep at it and keep the peace. Yes, one heart and one soul. Yes. Well, as I was thinking before I was interrupted by this visit from our brethren, I was thinking about something quite different, you know. Yes, it was somebody not of the Cenobitic observance at all, but somebody of quite a different observance, the eremitic one. Yes, indeed I was. Yes, this came my way today. Yes. Well, are you interested in this as well? Now, for your information, this was somebody who started like you as a Cenobite and then went into the eremitic mode. Yes, it's our friend Charbel. Yes. Now, Charbel, the devil didn't like this man one little bit. He's known to have muttered and howled in exorcism on one occasion. Oh, that Lebanese one. He spends all his time before that bit of bread. He didn't like him one little bit. Yes, well, anyway, San Charbel is an inspiration precisely because he lived for the absolute, Now, in Selignac, something quite similar happened because I was formed by Don Simeon, who had entered there in 1936, and he'd entered around the same time as Don Damien. Now, Don Damien had then eventually been told to go as procurator to the Certosa di Firenze, the Florence Charterhouse. So he got there and didn't want to go into the enclosure because they knew what they wanted to do with him. He had to be procurator, and he had become a Carthusian to be a man on his own, and he insisted, and they allowed him to go to the nearby Camaldoli, and he became, yes, the last recluse at Camaldoli to die a recluse. And that was the problem. We had photographs of him at Selignac, and I felt I wanted to take his place, which was my undoing. Yes, indeed it was. Because I started to ask for permissions to go into complete solitude. It didn't work. However, I did actually visit Dom Damien's reclusory, his cell where he was a recluse until he died, and it was quite moving. Oh, indeed, you're still listening. Well, I suppose it concerns you as well, doesn't it? The thing is that you don't know what you're doing on Earth. All you do is ruminate, and you can't even think about what you're ruminating upon. Life is limited, isn't it, in what you actually think about. As one of the brethren said at Selignac, ils ne savent pas qu'ils existent. They don't know that they exist. Cogito. Cogito. I think, and therefore I am. Anyway, as I was saying, all I wanted was to be alone. And I thought maybe it would be possible, but at Camaldoli it wasn't. They would not allow it. And so, anyway, that's a written chapter which, alas, is now to be buried. But San Charbel remains an example, and you know why? He was faithful. He was faithful to the grace, and he didn't meddle around. He was very vertical. All his energies were completely channeled in one direction. It was only for the Lord in the Eucharist, and that we can do. It's actually quite streamlined, and therefore life completely simplified. And I thought, what a beautiful life it would be just to be alone without any words, which actually rejoins your observance, Cistercians, indeed Trappists, of the strict observance, who never ever break the rule of silence, and therefore don't lose any energy or leakage to the outside. Only one person knows your thought, the one who made you. So I wrote these words at the door of the reclusory of Don Damian. This was the Sacro Eremo of Camaldoli in 1985. My father, my dear father, dear friend, the paper that here speaks rests on thy rest of deeply buried silence. Here doth end what can here begin. If but be blessed the prayers I, kneeling, pray on thee to pray. Oh, little word, did e'er 7 strokes so hurt the heart of sighing man? We pass this way to where thou art but once. This fair white skirt that still protects Cistercian peaceful days, will it soon change its form? The time is short. It was for thee. One day, one way, thy ways for e'er and e'er confined. 'Twas but as naught, the wind that passed thy head, yet clung and clung. It passed its way and left one sweet song. Oh, bless you, little. Yes, indeed. I agree entirely. It's all to do about charity and being quiet and able to live cheek by jowl without a single word in disharmony. Bye-bye, little brethren. Teach us how to live.